Well, hey, what's going on, everybody? From Team 7, 8, and 9, this is Mr. Ormsby. We're doing our first PowerPoint Ed puzzle today on the Persian and Peloponnesian Wars that took place in ancient Greece. Just a little memory tip for you guys. Keep in mind, Persia is not part of Greece, so that's going to be a war against an outsider. But Peloponnesian War, well, Peloponnesia is part of Greece, so I kind of remember that as being part of Greece. That kind of means the war is happening internally. I kind of liken that to the Civil War we had here in the United States. All right, but let us begin. In 492 to 440 BC, we're discussing the Persian War. We have your link to your Megan Trainor video down here, so feel free to check that out. As we begin, who fought in the Persian Wars? There was the Greek city-states versus Persia. The events that led up to the Persian War: in 546 BC, the Persian king Cyrus II conquered the Greek city-state of Ionia, which is what is now modern-day Turkey. We see an artist rendition of Cyrus II here. Some connections here to history for Cyrus. Cyrus II was also called Cyrus the Great. He ruled Persia from 559 to 530 BC. He united the Persians and the Medians. He conquered Babylon in northern Mesopotamia, and he allowed the Israelites to leave Babylon and return to Judea. So he has a lot of connection to different parts of the ancient world. We see our map here. You see Greece on the far left, Ionia, they're just a short distance away, to Anatolia, which again would be modern-day Turkey or Asia Minor, we called it in the previous units. Okay, we have a little video here you can watch as well. But in 449 BC, the Ionians, with help from the city-states on the Greek mainland, revolted against the Persians, now led by Darius I. Darius and the Persians defeated the Ionian revolt and decided to punish the Greek city-states for their participation in the revolt. And then the Persian Wars began in 492 BC as a result. Here's an artist rendition of Darius I. Now, his connections to history. After the death of Cambyses II, Cyrus II's son, Darius I gained control over Persia. Darius I ruled Persia from 552 to 486 BC. He expanded the Persian Empire while dealing with revolts in Babylon, Susania, and Ionia. And the Royal Road was built during his reign. When his health began to fall, he named his son Xerxes I as his successor. And Xerxes is very popular in modern culture in movies today. We continue. We will talk a little here about the Greek hoplites, which are our infantry soldiers, correct? Hoplites were citizen soldiers armed with spears and shields from various Greek city-states. They used either an underhand or an overhand thrust motion. This would allow them to get around their shield that was side by side with their next neighboring fighter, their next hoplite. Some examples of some weapons and shields. You see a couple of artist renditions here. Now, it's another photo down here for you. Now, here's some of the equipment they would use. We have a dory, which is a spear with a leather grip. This gives you a nice, good grip. This can be either thrown, thrusted, or used in fighting. We have the helmet that has cheek plates, and you see the horsehair on top. They have a bronze breastplate to prevent stab wounds and arrow punctures. They have a hoplite, a wooden shield that's sometimes with a thin bronze covering on the other side. And you see how he holds that shield. He has his sword on his hip there for close quarter combat fighting. He has greaves on both shins made of bronze, and they're clipped to the shin to prevent impact and protect the lower leg. It's important to note that the equipment varied depending on the amount of money a hoplite had. So this image would represent a very wealthy hoplite. He has all of the pieces of armor. The Persian archers, famous for their archers. Their well-trained Persian archers targeted the Greek hoplites. The archers typically stood behind a wall of soldiers holding large wicker shields and pointed spears. There's their Frisian cap. They have a bow made of wood and bone and animal sinew, which are tendons or ligaments. And they have like loose fitting tunics and pants. So they're able to move around comfortably and quickly among the battlefield to get a more advantageous launching spot for their arrows. And we also have a sword tucked on his side for close hand-to-hand combat. And then their technique, the phalanx. Very, very effective technique. A phalanx was a military formation used by the Greeks and later the Macedonians, where hoplites fought together in closely spaced rows with overlapping shields. And we have discussed this in other units. We have a video here as well. There's an artist's rendition. See how they're side by side, very hard to penetrate in between those rows of shields. This allows them to fight. This formation has 256 men in a very close area. The TRIREME was an oar-powered warship used by both the Greeks and the Persians. He was powered by 170 oarsmen in 3 tiers along each side of the ship. You see we have the prefix tri, T-R-I, meaning 3. Square sails powered the vessel when it was not engaged in a fight. This lightweight warship was about 120 feet long with a beam of 18 feet that could travel up to 9 knots, which is about 10 miles an hour. A bronze-clad ram was used to pierce the hulls of enemy ships. The ship also carried spearmen and bowmen who boarded and attacked enemy ships, once they got close enough, that is. And there's an artist rendition of a TRIREME. All right, that's what we got for you guys. So good luck on your ed puzzle. Hope you scored well today. Make sure you follow up by completing your guided notes. Your guided notes will be used as your test notes. We will not be doing a full review sheet any longer. But good luck, guys. Make sure you follow up with your formative quiz on your Google Classroom next. Have a great day.